which, you know, is disrespectful in some way, but it was all, what upset her was it reminded her of her father. So we cleared that, we sent light to her 3-year-old self, cleared the issue, and now she was full of joy and whatever, and she came up with a way to add 10% to her business. So she spent 10 minutes clearing this, and she added 10% to her income by clearing this and then saying, what would it take to take my business to the next level? So I was inspired by that story. I think often we get in our own way. The only thing that's stopping your business getting to where you want to go is yourself. And it's yourself from your childhood, yeah? We often carry crap around from our childhood, you know, beliefs that we have, or, you know, unhealed trauma that we have from childhood, and we reenact it in our business. I mean, I think business in many ways is a spiritual growth pursuit. It's like marriage, right? Has anyone here been in a relationship or marriage, and although it was a little traumatic, they kind of came out of it growing spiritually? Same thing can happen in business. Has anyone had that experience in their business? They've like gone through stuff and they've grown? I think that's why we get up to this business thing here on this planet. Partly. I mean, we make money, we have fun, but it's also so we can be better human beings and we can be bigger. All right, sales. I think you're starting to get the pattern here. You've got to clarify what you want. You use the what would it take. Okay. You can ask. Not every client qualifies to be your client. Not every prospect is good enough to be a client for your business, right? Does anyone here fire clients from their business? Yeah, you like look at you kind of, I used to do a spreadsheet for this. I kind of rank them on, like, do they pay on time? Are they joyful to work with? Do they give me referrals? And then give them a score, and then the bottom ones are kind of, okay, ciao. I give them a referral to someone else who wanted the business. But you can do it intuitively, like, hey, which ones are the bright and shiny ones, which ones are not. Definitely makes you feel better when you do it. And then, for me, I don't know what your experience is. When I've done that, I got better clients real quick. Has anyone else had that experience? When you got rid of the bad ones, you've got more stuff come in? Yeah? Yeah, what were you going to say?
I have a question for you about the last dot point up there.
Yeah.
Because we build websites, a lot of people don't want to give an indication of their budget.
That's why you ask them intuitively.
That's what I was going to ask you if there's any tips for that. Because, like,
yeah,
see, part of it is our job is to come up with a quote, which is fine.
Right.
But sometimes, you know, people want a $10,000 website built, and then you do all this stuff and put a proposal together for 3 hours, and they go, oh, my website, my ballpark was $500 or something. Obviously, you can ask in advance about a ballpark, but you can
ask intuitively. You can say, what is this person going to be happy spending? I've done that. I did a job recently, and my intuition said they could spend $110,000 on this project, and I ended up bidding it for 69. That was the number that my intuition said to bid it at. But I knew they would have paid more, and they were happy, and they signed immediately.
And do you find that after, like, how quickly do you find that? After one email, after having 5 meetings?
No emails, no meetings. That was me feeling what energy they had.
Okay.
So, I mean, I had talked to them about the thing, but we hadn't emailed about what's the price and all that stuff.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah. But, keep a journal of what your intuition says and see how successful it is. And you can do, if the number isn't good for you, you can either send light into it, clear the issue, see if you can get them to come up, using intuition, using magic, or you can just say, hey, this isn't gonna work. And then if you're pretty clear intuitively, like, hey, they only want to pay $500, and I know it's going to be at least $10,000. You can just be like very matter of fact, hey, I'm just getting this impression that you don't really have a $10,000 budget here. Is that right? And you don't have to be mean or anything. It's like, and they'll be like, whoa, yeah, no, I can't do 10,000. And then you just saved yourself 4 hours. So, I mean, on a practical 3D level, I'm totally fine asking people their budget. You just say, look, we do websites, and we can either do like the Ford Taurus website, or we can do the Cadillac website, or we can do the Rolls-Royce website, and those would typically price this range, that range, they'd be like 5 to 10,000, or 20 to 30,000, or 100,000 plus. Where do you feel you are?
Yeah.
That's a way to do it.
And that kind of stuff works really well for most people. Just that sometimes there are people who you think might be a good fit, but when you ask them about their budget, even for a range, they might say, "Oh, I don't know. We'll come back to you," something. And that's where I think the
Well, you just give them a number.
Yeah.
Just say, look, this could be between 10 and 20. And should we even be talking anymore? And see what they say.
And I even think in that instance as well, you can, like if they're still like just waffling, you can say, listen, I don't want to waste your time anymore, and certainly, so just like frame it in that, right? Of like, hey, I would really rather not waste any of your time or my time, so let's just get clear, like just, and like push again and just ask again, and then.
And you can also do a negative reverse, right? Where you back away from it. Say it's a bit like a pendulum. If you try and push them, you need this, buy it from me. They're like, whoa, true, back away. But if you pull away from them, like, I'm not sure if this is going to be a fit. I'm concerned you might. And then they try and come to it. Yes, we want to let us buy from you, please.
Yeah. Or even. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
I've heard you say use magic a couple of times.
Yeah. What does magic mean? That means where you manipulate reality by changing the energy of the situation. I throw light into it. I clear stuff from the youngest age. I use what would it take. Those are all ways to use magic. You already use magic in all of your businesses. You just don't call it magic. It's any time you shift the energy of the situation to get what you want.
But here you mean like you're setting an intention for that.
You're setting a clear intention and using some spiritual tool. You're doing a visualization, you're doing a what would it take, you're doing some kind of clearing, you're asking angels to come in. You can ask angels are just sitting around here like, la-di-da, when's Lockham going to ask me to do anything? It's like, if you don't ask them for anything, they're one of their primary rules is they won't help you if you don't ask, because they don't want to interfere. But you can ask, okay, I want an angel to come in front of me that's going to help me with this sale. And then ask them for. So let's just do that, right? Has anyone here got a sales situation going on now?
I'm going to try to use that with this client. Like, she's just been so.
So let's do it right. Let's do it. Are you okay?
Yeah, of course.
So would you ask one of your angels who would help with this sale to come in front of you right now?
Yeah.
Do you feel their presence? Mm-hmm. Will you put your hand out and ask for a gift from them to help with this sale? Okay. And what do you get? What do you notice in your hand?
It's so interesting. Well, okay, I'll stay with this. Honestly, all I can connect with is I'm seeing. I just can't ignore this, but what I really see and sense is I can go so directly to her pain and her struggle that I instantly, as soon as you even asked this angel to come, it was actually almost that I want to surround her with this light and these angels and support her through seeing this, I don't know, like this choice, this step, this opportunity. That's what comes.
Okay, so you got some inspiration.
Yeah.
Let's just ask this. Let me see if I can phrase this in a way that will work for everyone. Okay, so. What would it take for my business to be more profitable and more
Pretty positive.
Well, which way do you want to run your business? From the
Positive.
Well, then do it from that position.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you create your business in different ways depending on how you're feeling.
Sure. I just didn't know if we were trying to be think about it like just trying to be logical, but I guess.
No, you're not trying to be logical.
Okay.
So, I mean, the other thing, there's different levels of truth here. You can connect to the universal truth, and you connect to the light, you connect to the universal truth. But you can also filter this. You can say, this is for my business, or you can put other conditions in as well before you ask the question.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Another technique you can use either in hiring or sales or doing deals. Has anyone here got a sale coming up or a deal they're doing? Yeah. So the other person you're doing this with, I want to imagine you and them are in two chairs, like they're at a restaurant, and you're just facing each other, maybe on a stage, two chairs on a stage, okay? And then how does the other person appear to you?
Really happy and loving.
Can you see their head?
Yeah.
Can you see their feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they looking directly at you, or are they looking off somewhere else?
They're looking at me.
Okay. Anything else about them you notice?
They're confident in me.
Okay, sounds good. So other things that might come up when you do this is the person may not be looking at you. They might be looking towards the stage or away from it. Yes?
It seems like you need to have met this person.
No? Don't have to have met them. I mean, you need to connect with them energetically. A good way to do that for like either hiring or sales is go to their social profile, either LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. That's going to give you the energy. This is a good hiring tip anyway. When you're hiring people, always ask for their social media profiles. You will get all kinds of information from there. Okay, you can see if they're a nice person in social media with other people or whether they're a bit of a prick. Yeah, you can see if they bother to spell things right in their social media posts. I mean, those are the logical things, but you also get energy of the person. You just look at it quickly, you pick up what it is. I know there's someone in DC whose name is eluding me, but she goes through resumes for like a living. She can look at a resume for like 5 seconds and she immediately knows whether she needs to do something with it or not.
So
Because
these
she just picks it up
tools are like,
intuitively.
they're different questions that you can ask your intuition.
Absolutely, you can ask. The question you ask gives you the quality of the information you're going to get.
But how do you know that your subconscious isn't interfering with the answer?
Well, tell it not to. No, I mean, that's a good question, but you know, ask for the truth. Connect to the light, ask for the truth. I mean, that is an issue. People have doubts around things. Doubt is the opposite of certainty. So bring in the energy of certainty first. But I know that's common to have doubt around
But
it.
isn't doubt, can't that be a signal of intuition?
It could be.
It's fear-based.
But I'd rather get a clear no than a doubt. So, I don't know.
So like if I've done a logical analysis and it seems good, but I have an intuitive doubt, then
if
for
you
me
don't
that's-
if you don't feel confident about working with someone, I would definitely not hire them or have them as a client. If that's what you're asking.
But in that scenario, like the feeling of doubt for me is like that's an intuition. That's a message from intuition.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's how you're getting the I mean, you have like an uneasy feeling in your stomach or something, or you.
Yeah, it's like it's got a veto on decisions.
Yeah. Then the easiest thing to do is to say that's a no. If you want to go further into it, you can kind of dig into, well, where's this coming from? You know, is it something about me or is it something about them? And then if you want to take it another step further, you can say, can I shift this? Okay, you do healing or magic to shift the situation. Same thing with the profit graph. If you see the profit graph of the person's kind of flat, you can say, what would it take to get it to go up? And then you see if you get inspirations to improve the situation. Okay, or whatever other magical techniques you know to shift reality. Okay, so this, you know, you can use the intuition to get you information, but you can also then manipulate reality to get what you want.
So some of this seems to be about like predicting the future.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if that makes like I get.
Isn't
the
that what we
value
do
of-
all the time as business people?
Is that what intuition is?
Well, I don't know. I think I get the value of intuition for kind of a
Intuition's
different
a-
perspective
it-
on now.
It's predicting, yeah, you're getting more information about now, okay? And you're getting more information about the future and the past. You're getting more information about yourself in other dimensions.
I think, like, to me, it's a different way of getting answers from what I know, but I don't know that I know. But that's different from predicting.
Well,
something that
isn't the future something you don't know that you know?
I think it's something that I can't know.
Well, I think I can know.
Yeah.
And I know I can know because I've known it.
You've known the future.
Absolutely.
Past tense.
Yeah. I know when the phone rings, I know who's ringing. When the IM comes in, I know who it is before I even go into the program to find who it is. If you want to improve that skill, every time your phone rings, before you look at it to get the caller ID, right? Just for a second, say, "Who's this?"
Right.
And
But
keep practicing that. You can improve it.
even if I think that could be true, but that's still like a now event. It's not saying like a year from now.
But why do you think about somebody and then they call you and you're like, I was thinking about you earlier today? You get the hit, you know?
So you're okay taking a few seconds into the future. You're just not okay taking it a year into your future. So that's just a scale
There's
issue.
no such thing as time or space.
Yeah, exactly. There is no time. You know, another way to, let's see if I can get this right. I'll have to come back to this, but you know how you can do affirmations to create the future you want, right? That's sort of manipulating the future there, or doing a what would it take in changing the future to be what you want. So you can read the future, you can change it. There is no time. It's all one time. We're just pretending that we have one moment of time. That's why you can access it.
Yeah, I gotta process it.
And also, you know, we're not,
There's some drugs.
we are not human beings having a spiritual experience running a business. Yeah, we are spiritual beings with a body and a business on this planet in this section of time. Yeah, it's a bit of a different frame.
Okay.
And in
because-
other words, we
so
are,
I guess
when I say we're spiritual beings, we are all gods with a body and a business,
Yeah.
able to do anything we want to on this planet.
Like your instincts, like the things you're born knowing and learning that come naturally.
I guess I think the question behind my question is like it's intuition. Like for me, the most valuable information is experience. Like that's how I get most clarity. Like you just try something and get the results, and that way I have more clarity about the next decision.
Yeah.
And like I think intuition's another.
You can use,
tool
I mean,
that works with
intuition
that.
is a way to access your experience and collapse all
Right,
that experience
exactly.
into one
It's
thing.
like a digestive
and it's
experience.
also a way to get into other information that you don't have experience of.
But an advantage of experience that I don't know if I see in intuition is experience I can check and go like I can test it and say did that work, why didn't it work. With intuition,
You can
it's
keep
like-
a journal of decisions you've made using whatever method you made, whether you use logic or use intuition, it doesn't matter. A decision journal where you say, okay, I decided to hire this person because, and then 6 months later you come back and check out, okay, was my gut feeling on this good,
Yeah.
or was it not? I was thinking of hiring this person, I didn't, my buddy hired them, they turned into a disaster zone, you know? Or vice versa. So that's a way to get more information on it. I mean, my view on this, and I'm just going to switch to the other side of the room to give more attention to these people, Mr. Video View. Sorry, I'm a bit indirect there. So, my view is when we are born as children, we have all these powers and abilities and creativity. Children are below age 3, they're incredibly intuitive, spiritual, and creative, and joyful. Okay? And then we train them through going to school and parenting and having jobs they have to cover all this stuff up. Because if you were, I have done multiple choice tests where I didn't know the subject, but I was able to get a high score in them because I used my intuition to get what the answer was. I could feel which answer had the truth in it.